Hello everyone. As you know, my name is Ghazala Firdaus, and I'm here in front of you to take the session instead of Balgopal sir because he's on leave. So he requested me to deal his classes for today one day. Okay. So I heard that he had already started human reproduction. So we'll be continuing this chapter and we'll study what are the new and interesting concepts are waiting for us to get to know. Okay. So before starting anything, let me just take the technical check. Okay. Just let me know if you're able to hear me properly and is the screen visible or not. Okay. So I'm launching the poll for this question. And I want everyone to mute yourselves. Okay. So I hope there is no technical issue. Then let's start the class without any further ado. Okay. So I didn't get the last class notes, guys. Can you please tell me up to where that Balgopal sir has completed? I mean, what he has done till now. Please, anyone write in the chat box, just write the terminology. That's enough for me. He said that he has given introduction, but I didn't get exactly, up to where. Yes, please write quickly, anyone. Okay, nobody's writing anything. Let it be. Okay, so these are the things he didn't actually start it. Okay, no problem, Azra. Then we will start it. Okay. So these are the things that we have to discuss in today's chapter. Okay, Mrunal. Thank you for your answer. Okay, Shruti beta. Okay. So these are the things that we have to discuss in today's chapter. Sorry, not today's chapter, but in the entire chapter. Okay, so first we will study about the male reproductive system, that how is the structure, what is the anatomy, what is the physiology, how actually the male reproductive system works, and how the sperms, that is male gamete, is going to arise or originate. Okay, so entire structure, like in the time of sexual intercourse, there will be an erection in penis. So how exactly that erection happens, what are the specialized erectile tissues. Okay, so how that is going to happen, all the things that is related to the male reproductive system we are going to study. Then female reproductive system, there we have to again study the structure. Okay, the morphology, structure, anatomy, physiology, everything. Okay, so we have to study all the details about both male and female reproductive structure. Okay, and then we have to study the gametogenesis. So what is gametogenesis, guys? Can anyone tell me what is gametogenesis? See, whenever you are studying anything in the biology, please remember something. Try to split the term. If you split the term, it will be very easy for you to understand. Wherever you come across the term genesis, that means formation of something or synthesis of something, or you are making something. Okay, so making, formation, synthesis, ठीक है, जो कुछ भी बनता है उसको बोलते हैं genesis. Here gamete is what? Gamete is a specialized cell which is haploid that is ready to fuse with an opposite gamete for fertilization. Okay, that is gamete. So formation of gamete is gametogenesis. Very good, Akhil, Prashant, and Bhagyashri. Then what is menstrual cycle? Yes, actually in gametogenesis, you're going to see two types, right? One is spermatogenesis, another one is oogenesis. Okay, both of those we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, from how spermogonial cells, okay, we get the sperms. There are two processes again, spermiogenesis, spermatogenesis. बहुत कुछ है बेटा, सब हम पढ़ेंगे. Then after that, in oogenesis, actually the production of egg, that we say the secondary oocyte, had already started or has already been planned when the girl is still in the womb of the mother. Okay, so entire female reproductive system is like a mystery, okay, that has to be solved, and we are still solving this. Okay, so let's see what are the things that we study in the oogenesis. Okay, then menstrual cycle. So as you know, in primates, the a cycle that we see is the menstrual cycle, which is a monthly cycle where you will see the shedding of endometrium lining. Do you know what is endometrium? Okay, innermost layer of the uterus. Very good. Okay, so this is the uterus. Here there will be cervix, and this is the vagina. Okay, and in the uterus there will be actually three layers. Okay, three layers inside the uterus. Okay, so this innermost layer is called as endometrium. Okay, innermost layer is called as endometrium, and the middle layer is called as mesometrium. And the outer layer is called as perimetrium. Okay, so you see three specialized layers in the uterus. Okay, so in the time of menstrual cycle, the unfertilized egg, okay, see, एक egg है बेटा जो fertilize होना था, okay, वो fertilize नहीं हुआ. क्यों? Because there was not the presence of sperm. Or see, there are many possibilities. One thing, the lady didn't undergo sexual intercourse. Second, if she did undergo sexual intercourse, the ovulatory period was not there. That means the secondary oocyte or the egg was not mature. Either it was immature, either it was extremely mature or over mature. Okay, so at that time, if the sexual intercourse happens, then conception doesn't happen. Conception means when there is the fertile secondary oocyte and sperm meets, so fertilization will happen. Okay, so that fertilization process is commonly termed as conception. Okay, if you go to some gynecologist doctor, she will say, oh, congratulations, okay, you have conceived. That means the fertilization process is successful. Okay, so वो होने के लिए presence of sperm जरूरी है. At the proper timing of sexual intercourse is very important. ठीक है, अभी first करो, now you just imagine the sexual intercourse didn't happen. So that secondary oocyte, each egg that was produced for 1 month, remember one thing, like in male, in the seminal fluid, okay, there will be millions of sperms. But when it comes to females, only one secondary oocyte will be released per month. Okay, so that egg will then flushed out of the body. Okay, so that one unfertilized egg with this endometrium lining. Okay, so these two things come out of the vagina in the form of menstrual fluid in the menstrual cycle. Okay, there will be many hormones involved. Okay, so FSH will be there, LH, then progesterone, estrogen, बहुत कुछ enzymes हैं बेटा, that we are also going to study in the upcoming classes. Okay, then fertilization. As you know, fertilization is the process of fusion of sperm with egg to form the diploid zygote. है ना? So that is fertilization. So after fertilization, what zygote we got? So that zygote will undergo cleavage. मतलब, remember one thing, beta. Gamete is always haploid, right? So gamete is always haploid. So when gamete fuses with one another, so it will give the zygote. Okay, so it will give the zygote, which is diploid. So here one gamete. Then, so this zygote has to give all other parts of the body. Like this zygote has to undergo many number of mitotic divisions. Okay, many number of mitotic divisions, and also it has to undergo cell differentiation. Okay, cell differentiation. That means this one zygote cell has to produce many cells and also the different type of cells. Like, just imagine this is one zygote and it has made this many cells, like a group of cells. Okay, so among this group of cells, two cells will be actually the precursors of nephron cells. What a nephron? Nephron are the unit of kidney. Okay, then two cells will be the neuron initiators. Okay, and other two will be muscle cells initiators, so something like this. So there is a mitosis and cell differentiation. Always remember this. And these cells are always diploid, just like the zygote. Okay, so this zygote will undergo many cleavages, and that cleavage ball that we called as blastocyst will attach itself with the lining of the uterus. Okay, so uterus के lining में जाके attach करता है. That process is called as implantation. Okay, so implantation is the process of attachment of this cleavage ball with the lining of the uterus. So after the implantation, at that position, these cleavages will happen more, the division will happen more, and the fetus will grow. Okay, so this is what is implantation. Then after implantation, the embryonal development, as I told you, from zygote you get fetus. Okay, from zygote you get embryo. Let me write here. Initially, from zygote, should I write here? So from zygote, first you get embryo. Okay, so that is embryo development, or it is also called as embryonic development. After embryo, what you get is the fetus. After fetus, what you get is what? Baby. The actual baby, or you can say, क्या कहते हैं? Baby is na? Yeah, baby. We said baby only. Human baby, small bacha. Okay, so from zygote you get embryo, that is embryonal development, also called as embryonic development. Then whatever the structure you obtained is the fetus, and then you get the baby. So all of these things are happening inside the uterus. So that uterus in the common term is called as womb. Okay, so that period of gestation, see, from 1 month to the 9 month, where the mother is carrying the this baby, or you can say the fetus in the womb for 9 months, that period is called as gestation period. Okay, usko hum kya kehte hain? Gestation period. We'll study all these beta. Okay, we will study all this gestation. After gestation, there will be parturition. Parturition means what? The ejecting out of the baby from the uterus. Okay, so delivery hua. Okay, we say delivery ho gaya, abhi bacha bahar aa gaya. So that process is parturition. Okay, so coming out of the baby from the mother. Okay, then lactation. Obviously, the newborn baby will not be ready for having the outside food. So what is the necessity of the baby? It is the mother milk, right? So that mother milk is the actual nutrition necessary for the newborn baby. So all these things in detail we are going to discuss in this chapter. Okay, so before starting anything, I want you to answer a few questions. Okay, so there's a question on the screen. Sexual reproduction leads to euploidy, aneuploidy, polyploidy, genetic recombination. Okay, I'm launching the poll for this question. Array, what did I launch? Give me a second, guys. Very good, Akhil, Shreya. Was this question already discussed in last class? Say yes or no. Okay, okay, Bhagyashri. So as you know, I will give you 60 seconds. Okay, so 30 seconds are done. Twenty seconds remaining. 10 seconds. Done. I'm ending the poll. So let me share the results with you. So results is somewhat like this. 80% people have chosen option D and 20% people have chosen option C. I can see there are 17 people in the meeting, but only 10 people have answered. Why? See, participation is very important, guys. Okay, so if you participate, no problem. Even if you choose the wrong answer, okay, you don't worry about it. We will discuss. Okay, we will discuss the answer for this. Now, so what is the question here they are asking? Sexual reproduction leads to. So, what is sexual reproduction? The first question is sexual reproduction involves two parents. That means it is a biparental process. Okay, so it is a biparental process. That means it includes two gametes, right? That means it includes two gametes. That is egg and sperm. Okay, so this egg and sperm has its nucleus. Okay, तो अभी egg के अंदर कुछ nucleus है. Okay, so this is the nucleus and this is the sperm का nucleus. Okay, so something like this. Now, the nucleus present inside the sperm and this egg will fuse together. Okay, so when the nucleus is fused, the chromosome or the genetic material will undergo combination. Okay, so isko kya bolte hain? Genetic recombination. This usually happens. Like if I give you an example, me, okay, I'm a Ghazala Firdaus. So if I have baby tomorrow, so will that baby will look exactly like me, like the photocopy of me? No, right? So either the baby has to look exactly like me or like my husband. Okay, but baby will not look exactly like me or him. Why? Because there is the combination of genetic material. ओके तो मेरा जेनेटिक मटेरियल आया है, मेरे हस्बैंड का जेनेटिक मटेरियल आया है, तो वो जेनेटिक मटेरियल मिलके something new has formed. Okay, so that new genetic material will make the individual person with a new unique identity. Okay, so here nucleus is fused to give the new individual. Okay, to give the new individual with unique genome. Okay, gene is a unit. Okay, so gene isko kehte hain beta. Okay, so here ATGC, so something like this. So this is gene. Genome is this. Okay, just long thread of the genetic material is genome. Okay, so here you get the unique genome. Okay, with the combination of both the parents. So there is the mixture of genetic material, right? So the individual will be unique. So this is the actual process that happens in the sexual reproduction. That is why nature always prefers sexual reproduction compared to the asexual. As you know, in asexual reproduction, what you get in the offspring or progeny is just a clone. Okay, so clone means what? जैसा parent है वैसा बच्चा निकलता है. That happens in asexual. But in sexual reproduction, what do you get? You get the genetic recombination. That genetic recombination will lead to the new variations. Okay, so that variation is the raw material of evolution. Yes, so there will be some adaptations. New will be seen individual. Like I'll example. So we today, we human beings, we have some specific body temperature and we prefer to stay in some temperature, right? So if that temperature exceeds, for example, let me tell you, after some 5 to 6 centuries, okay, we people can aram se live in 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, I'm just saying, okay. So that will happen after a few centuries. So that is an adaptation. Like we are getting adapted to the new temperature. So when this is going to happen, when there is more and more genetic recombination. So when genetic recombination is more, new characters are arised. Okay, so new characters will express. So triads जो होते हैं वो triads express होते हैं. जब expression होता है तो we can see now this person has adopted to something. Yes, Prashant, I'm coming to there. So this is the answer. Now, what is euploidy? Does anyone have the answer for this euploidy? So what is ploidy, first of all? See, ploidy means number of sets of chromosomes. Okay, so this is ploidy. If you see haploid, okay, so ploidy is number of sets of chromosome. So you have studied about haploid and diploid, right? So what is haploid, guys? So many people think, many people think nucleus represents haploid. One of the students, someone asked me, okay, so she said, ma'am, two nucleuses joined together, that is only diploid, right, ma'am? No, nucleus is just the part of the cell. Inside nucleus, there is a genetic material. Okay, so when the at the time of cell division, there will be the formation of chromosome. Okay, so that chromosome, either it will be an individual with one centromere, or either it will be a diploid with two centromere. Let me tell you what is haploid. What I'm telling you today is very important. This is very basic. I don't know if you know this or not, but I thought we should say this. Okay, haploid is what, beta? If there is a presence of only one centromere. Okay, so this is actually chromatid, also called as homologous chromosome. मतलब एक sister chromosome है, इसका और एक sister है, but it is not here. Okay, this is one chromatid. This chromatid is also called as chromosome when it has centromere. Okay, so ploidy number मैंने बोला ना, how many sets of chromosome? Okay, if there is one centromere, then it is called as haploid. If any chromosome contains two centromere, then it is called as diploid. Okay, so let me write here with some different color. Okay, so diploid means it has two centromeres like this. Okay, so if there is a two centromere, then it is diploid. If it has only one centromere, then it is haploid. Okay, so you can see in the diagram here. So this N refers the haploid, this diploid refers the 2N, this is one. So now you have seen in the last chapter, the endosperm, the pen, okay, primary endosperm nucleus from which we get the endosperm. So that endosperm is triploid. You have already studied that. Okay, so that triploid is, ऐसा मत सोचो सेकेंडरी न्यूक्लियस में दो न्यूक्लियस थे, मेल गैमेट का एक न्यूक्लियस मिल गया तो थ्री प्लॉइडी हो गया, ट्रिप्लॉइड हो गया. This is totally wrong. Okay, so 2 to 3 students asked me, that's why I thought to keep this here. See, triploid is nothing but the 3 set of chromosomes together. ओके सो ऐसा जो होता है ना, तो यहाँ पे एक सेंट्रोमियर रहेगा, हियर वन एंड हियर वन. सो व्हाट इज दिस इज ट्रिप्लॉइड. Three nucleus joining together is not at all triploid, guys. Please understand this concept. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. Now tetraploid means there will be 4 centromeres. So number of centromere represents the ploidy of chromosome. Either it is a haploid or diploid or polyploid. Okay, so what is polyploidy? Polyploidy means there will be more than 3 or 4. So more than 3 or 4 refers the polyploidy. So this autopolyploidy, allopolyploidy, you will study this in the upcoming chapters when in the genetics. वहां पे मैं आपको बोलूंगी, but अभी उसको छोड़ दो बेटा. So polyploidy means what? There is the presence of more than 3 to 4 set of chromosomes. Okay, so this is definitely not going to happen here. Okay, so this is definitely wrong, polyploidy. Okay, euploidy means nothing but the total set of chromosomes. That is normal set of chromosomes that you get. Yeah, we get this, but this is not the requirement. This will get, okay, after sexual reproduction, you get euploidy. Okay, but that is not the requirement. What is required here is the genetic recombination. So sexual reproduction leads to genetic recombination. Then what is aneuploidy? Aneuploidy is nothing but the abnormal chromosome number. Okay, so euploidy is normal chromosome number. So what is normal? Like haploid, diploid, triploid. So these are normal chromosome numbers. So aneuploidy is like the abnormal chromosome numbers. Okay, so abnormal chromosome number present in individual. Abnormal chromosomes number. Okay, so like you can see here, so this 2n minus 1 or 2n minus 2. So when there is a deletion in the chromosome, then we call it as hypoploidy. Hypo means lower. Okay, lower or decreased. Okay, I think we have heard about hypertension, hypotension. Okay, hyperglycemia, hypoglycemia. Okay, so these are the terms. Hyper means high, hypo means low. So here, less number of chromosome, that is monosomy and nullisomy. And here, trisomy. Hyper means there is an addition of chromosome. Okay, so one set of chromosome added to the diploid, or two set of chromosome added to the diploid. So these things are aneuploidy. Okay, so this is also not the answer. So I hope this question is clear. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Meiosis gives two haploid cells, four haploid cells, two diploid cells, four diploid cells. This is very easy question given on the history, guys. Okay, you have already studied the cell division. Okay, so I'm launching the poll for this question. When you are studying about a meiosis, please remember something. Meiosis has two stages. Okay, अब जब भी कहते हो कि meiosis division हुआ है, तो एक meiosis का division में there are two stages. You know, there are two steps, two stages. Okay, so remember that. These are the basic questions, like a knowledge questions before entering into the chapter. Okay. Last 15 seconds. Last 5 seconds. Done. Your time is done. I'm ending the poll. So results are somewhat like this. 64% people have chosen option B. 18% people have chosen option A. और सिर्फ एक बच्चे ने C और D को choose किया है. I don't know on what basis they have chosen, but let it be. We'll discuss. ठीक है? See, what is meiosis, guys? Meiosis is nothing but the reductional division. बेटा 11th में पढ़ के आए हैं आप लोग, भूल जाते हो यार तुम लोग, क्यों ऐसे करते हो? नहीं भूलना चाहिए. Okay, so reductional division, that means if the mother cell is diploid, the daughter cells will be haploid. So the haploid number of chromosomes that you get is reductional division. Now, in meiosis, there are two stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. ठीक है, meiosis 1 में normal क्या phases होते हैं? Prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. And then there will be another stage called as prophase 2. In prophase 2, you will see another 5 steps. Leptotene, zygotene, packitine, diakinesis, all these things. Okay. Then again, you see the metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. So at the end of the telophase 2, what you get is the 4 haploid cells, okay, which is obtained from the meiosis. So meiosis will give rise to the haploid cell, and this meiosis division will happen in the germ cells. Germ cells का मतलब क्या है बेटा? देखो, हमारी बॉडी में haploid cell कहाँ है? Now tell me, answer in the chat box. In humans, where do you see the haploid cells? Haploid cell आपको कहाँ मिलते हैं? Very good, Akhil, in the gametes. Okay, so where these gametes are formed, like, see, let me tell you. So in meiosis, there will be sperm mother cell. Okay, and just normally saying you, there will be sperm mother cell or spermatogonium. Okay, sperm mother cell will be diploid. It will give rise to the sperms that are haploid. Okay, sperms that are haploid. So this from diploid to haploid happens through a cell division called as meiosis. Okay, so this is meiosis. So अभी मेल का लिया है तो sperm mother cell, अगर फीमेल का लेंगे तो egg mother cell और oogonium. Okay, so this is the meiosis. Then what is mitosis? Mitosis is nothing but the equational division. Okay, so mitosis is nothing but called as equational division. That means the chromosome number will be equal to the parent. Okay, so जैसे अभी अरे चेंज नहीं हुआ कलर, अभी जैसे पेरेंट डिप्लॉयड है तो बच्चे भी डिप्लॉयड ही निकलेंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे क्रोमोसोम नंबर डिक्रीज नहीं हुआ है. सो दिस माइटोसिस विल बी सीन इन द सोमैटिक सेल्स, लाइक इन द ऑल ओवर द cells of the body except your germ cells, that is sex cells. sex cells में meiosis होता है. जब sperm mother cell और egg mother cell से sperm और egg बनता है, so that process will happen through meiosis. But in all other places in the body there will be mitosis. For example, so आप कुछ cooking करने के लिए kitchen में गए, ठीक है, तो कुकिंग करने के लिए ठहर गए, कुछ हुआ एक्सप्लोजन, बॉम्ब के जैसा तेल उड़ के पड़ा, and you got scar or you get cut somewhere on your hand. So will that cut remain open like that always through your lifetime? No, right? So that will be healed, that wound will be healed. So there what is happening, there is a cell repair. That cell repair is happening through the mitosis division. वहां पे कुछ सेल हैं तो उसमें डिवाइड होके नॉर्मल माइटोसिस सेल आ रहे हैं. So there you can see the equational division, that is same number of chromosomes are distributed. So the answer for this question is meiosis gives 4 haploid cell. Okay, so 4 haploid cell. Why? Because I already told you meiosis will contain 2 stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Okay, so all these are wrong options. डिप्लॉयड सेल तो बिल्कुल नहीं, ठीक है, माइटोसिस में डिप्लॉयड मिलते हैं, मियोसिस में व्हाट यू गेट इज ओनली हैप्लॉइड. ओके, सो द प्रोसेस विल बी समवॉट लाइक दिस. फर्स्ट मियोसिस में ऐसे आते हैं, बट सेकेंड मियोसिस में ऐसे. ओके, सो दिस इज मियोसिस. सो दिस इज मियोसिस 1 and this is meiosis 2. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, what do you mean by reproduction, guys? So reproduction is nothing but the making or production of young ones by any organism. Like abhi aap aadmi ho, abhi you are a human, so you have to make a very similar kind of young one, okay, like you. So that is nothing but reproduction. But in humans that is sexual reproduction. Okay, that means it carries 2 parents. Okay, so there will be a male parent and female parent from where the future will take place, and the new offspring that is formed will be developed in the female. Okay, so after some period of development the baby will be released out of the female body. Okay, so that is called as viviparous. So we have already discussed in the last in the last chapter. So what is viviparous, what is ovoviviparous, what is all these things. So viviparous means what? These are the animals which directly gives the young ones. Okay, so young ones, like अभी आप human हो तो human का छोटा बच्चा को you will give birth, that is giving birth to the young one like you, right? So in human reproductive system you have to study both male and female. Why? I already told you sexual reproduction means it involves 2 parents, it is a biparental process. So male reproduction में क्या होता है, female कैसे होता है, so all the reproductive system we have to study. Okay, now so there is something called as secondary sexual characters. What do you mean by secondary sexual characters, guys? Come on, write in the chat box. Okay, at least tell me what is primary sexual character. Very good, Akhil. So what are primary sexual characters? So there is nothing called as primary sexual character. Have you heard anywhere primary sexual character? There is nothing like that, guys. Don't get confused. Okay, kuch nahi hota hai primary sexual character. Character begin during puberty, secondary. Yes, Brunel, you are correct. Okay, so very good. So Akhil and Brunel have answered a question. So I asked what are secondary sexual characters. Abhi dekho beta. अभी एक बच्चा पैदा हो गया दुनिया में. Okay, so you guys are okay with Hindi, right? I can't use Kannada because I think your group is Sangli, right? So I think Hindi is okay. Okay. So अभी फॉर एग्जांपल एक बच्चा हो गया है दुनिया में, so वो बच्चा अभी मेल है या फीमेल है, you can see the sex organ. So by looking at the sex organ, you can say yes, this person is male. So doctor will come and congratulate you. Congratulations, madam, you are blessed with a baby boy, something like that. If the baby contains male reproductive organ, okay. So वो क्या है? That is the innate thing. So that is the first identification of the sex. ओके तो मेल है या फीमेल है, वो फर्स्ट हो गया। तो अभी उसके बेसिस पे आपको आपकी मदर क्या करेगी, लड़की के कपड़े पहनाएगी या लड़के के कपड़े पहनाएगी, तो तब तक आपका आइडेंटिफिकेशन वही है। ओके, सो यू हैड द रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन, सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू आर गेटिंग like people are recognizing you as the male and female. But there will be a stage called as adolescence or puberty. So at that stage you will obtain some new characters. Okay, so you will feel something extraordinary, you will get very a tremendous amount of characters in you which are very special. So what are those characters? Those characters are actually called as sexual characters. Okay, secondary sexual characters that is obtained at puberty. ठीक है, तो आपके प्यूबर्टी में आपके बॉडी में कुछ चेंजेस होते हैं. सो बाय दोस चेंजेस वी कैन टेल यस, अब बच्ची बड़ी हो गई है, अब बच्चा बड़ा हो गया है. दैट मीन्स सो व्हेन एनी पर्सन हैज अटेन्ड द प्यूबर्टी स्टेज, then we can say that this person is ready to fertilize. That means that individual has started its reproductive phase. है ना, एक सारे लाइफ साइकिल में, एक लाइफ स्पैन में ऑलरेडी यू हैव सीन देयर विल बी अ बर्थ, there will be a vegetative phase or juvenile phase, then reproductive phase. So in plants, flowering is the indication that plant is entering into the reproductive phase. अभी यहाँ पे humans में प्यूबर्टी का स्टेज हो गया तो कहते हैं कि हाँ भाई रिप्रोडक्टिव फेज में आ गया, अभी इसकी शादी कर सकते हैं. ऑल्दो टेक्निकली एंड इमोशनली दैट इज नॉट अप्रोप्रिएट, बट वही होता है बेटा. ठीक है, पहले के जमाने में दैट्स व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू डू. ओके, बाल विवाह जो करते थे ना, तो वो तो कुछ और ही कॉन्सेप्ट है, बट दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है, राइट. सो प्यूबर्टी में यू सी द मेनी different characters. So what are the changes that you see in man and woman? So in women they get more muscular, okay, by the body. You can see अभी छोटा बच्चा था, छोटा छोटा जिस्म था उसका, अभी he has grown, so you can see few muscles building in his body. So all that muscular changes. But in women there will be a very less muscular, there will be muscular growth. I'm not saying कि वो बड़ी ही नहीं होगी, जितनी adolescent stage में है वैसी रहेगी. I'm not saying that she will also grow, but compared to male she will be less muscular. Okay, then hair growth. So hair growth is more prominent in men. You can see for some men there will be growth in the mustache, then in the beard, okay, then in the armpits, and then in the pelvic region, that is in the pubic region. And for some people in male you can also see hair on the chest, on their back, so in the entire body. So what you can say is hair growth is more prominent, but whereas in women it's very restricted to only few places like armpits, pubic region. Okay, so this is how the hair growth is in female. Then mammary glands. So mammary glands is present in male. ऐसा नहीं है कि मेल को कुछ है ही नहीं, है बेटे. You can see the nipples. So there is the presence of mammary glands, but they're not in a working condition. They're very underdeveloped. Okay, because they don't have any job to do. Why? So female does all the job from her mammary glands. So what is the use of male then? Okay, so in female they are very well developed. Why? Because from the mammary glands she will do the lactation process, right? So the feeding baby after the parturition, that is the most important and the crucial step in the motherhood. So that is done by the mammary gland. Okay, then shoulder. So shoulders will be very broad and muscular body, ekdam broad, okay, shoulders. So that, but in the case of women, not that much broad. Okay, then pelvis region. This is very important, guys. My voice is breaking. Azra now, but network is good here, Azra. I think from your side network problem is there. Just go out of the meeting and then join. Okay. So pelvic region is this hip bone का region को कहते हैं pelvic region. You can see in male that is very small, a very small pelvic region in male, but in the female it will be like broader. So why there is a broader pelvic region? Because in future this woman has to carry baby in her womb, है ना? So उसका structure ही ऐसे बना है कि वो broaden होगा with time, with pregnancy, with all the things. So there will be, you know, an enlargement of the, you know, abdomen. ठीक है, तो stomach है, I mean not stomach, the place of abdomen नीचे जहाँ पे uterus है वहां पे मोटा होगा, right? So for that there will be a good area for the good, you know, अगर pelvic bone थोड़ा broad है तो it will get the good support. Okay, so that is one. Then voice, obviously boys have the very low pitch and girls have very high pitch. कितना चीख चीख के बात करते हैं भाई लड़कियां, क्या बताएं? well, लड़के बहुत कम बात करते हैं and their voice is very hard. लड़कियों का very this is girls, voice is so this is boy. Low pitch means high pitch means okay, right. So let's move ahead. So classification of reproductive organs. Okay, so in reproductive organs also there is classification like primary sex organs, secondary sex organs, and accessory organs. I think in flowers you have already seen this. है ना? Essential organs or sex organs and accessory organs. Have you seen? Do you remember? Tell me something. In plants, there will be 4 whorls, 4 floral whorls, right? So among those, calyx and corolla are accessory whorls, okay? And gynoecium and androecium are actually sex organs. Okay, so these are actually sex organs. So that means what? In plants, calyx and corolla are the accessory. Matlab, calyx will help the flower in the floral bud stage. Like it will do the protection. Okay, so calyx jo hai, it will be green, green leaf-like structure which helps in the protection of the flower in the bud stage. Calyx ka ye ho gaya. Corolla is the structure which helps in the attraction of pollinator with its bright color. Like corolla, देखो बेटा petals होते हैं violet, white, pink, red, yellow. Okay, so सारे colors ना pollinators को attract करते हैं for the pollination. So they are like the fertilization process के लिए help कर रहे हैं. जब pollination होगा तभी तो fertilization होगा, है ना? जब transfer of gamete होगा तभी fusion भी होगा. So these calyx and corolla are actually helping the fertilization. So similarly in humans, accessory organ is absent in male. Okay, matlab male doesn't have anything for attraction, but girls have. So what is that attraction that girls carries? That is breast. Okay, so that breast is, placed under accessory sex organ. Like calyx and corolla ka attraction was this, calyx and corolla. So usko accessory organ keh di. But in women, breast are the accessory sex organ. That means this organ will attract the opposite sex for having the fertilization process. Okay, so males may absent, females may breasts. Okay, or them. So primary sex organ, I told you, right? Abhi ab paida ho gaye. Okay, you are born. So doctor will look at the primary, your sex organ. Then only we can say yes, this is male and this is female. Okay, so that recognition, that primary recognition is done with the sex organ. That is in male, it will be testis. Okay, and in female, it will be ovary. Like ये visibly दिखता नहीं है. Yeah, external genitalia. Exactly, Azra. That's what I'm going to say. External genitalia दिखता है, ठीक है? So you will not see the testis directly. Okay, so you'll not see the testes or you'll not see the ovary. But what you see is the external genitalia, that is the external, morphological organ. But primary sex organ means these testes are the ones which produce the sperms. That's why they have placed under primary sex organ. मतलब without sperms कुछ काम नहीं होगा. तो sperm कहाँ से आते हैं? Sperm आते हैं testis से. So testis is placed under primary sex organ. Without testis, you cannot say that this person is male, because अगर testis है तभी तो ये बच्चा पैदा करेगा, मतलब sperm will be released and then he will become the father. So that is recognition. So it is very primary sex organ. So in the case of females, so ovary is the one which will produce the vulva. Okay, or you can say the secondary oocyte. So this is the primary sex organ. Okay, so this is very important. Testes and ovary are the primary sex organs. Whereas in the case of secondary sex organs, I told you there are many. Okay, we will study all about this: prostate, seminal vesicle, vas deferens, epididymis, penis. So these are the secondary sex organs in male. You will study this beta. Ab hum padhenge. Okay, then in female, there will be fallopian tube, uterus, vagina. This mammary gland is not, it should not be placed here. So this mammary gland is present here. Okay, so this is an accessory. Okay, so this is not here. Done. So let's move ahead. So what are the major reproductive events that we have to see? Actually, I told this, right? Again, there is a slide. So what is that? So reproductive events hone ke liye sabse pehle there will be a formation of gamete. So first thing is formation of gamete. So gamete should be there. If there is no gamete, you cannot say the process is sexual. Okay, so formation of gamete should be there. After that, insemination. What is insemination? अभी देखो गैमीट बन गया बेटा. Okay, so gamete, male gamete is present in male person and female gamete is present in female body. Now the male gamete has to be transferred from penis to the vagina of the female, right? So that process, अथवा you can say that transfer of gamete is called as insemination, also called as copulation. Both are one and the same. Okay, you will see this term copulation. Copulation means nothing but the sexual activity, beta. So insemination or copulation is nothing but the sexual intercourse. So this sexual intercourse ka objective kya hai? So what is the objective of sexual intercourse? Yes, pleasure is one thing, but the second thing is the transfer of gametes. Yes, very good, as a coitus. It is also called as coitus. ये term भी याद रखो बेटा. Copulation and coitus. Coitus means what? The release of the male, sperm into the female. Okay, or you can say just liquid निकलता है ना, seminal fluid, that is also called as coitus. Okay, so sexual intercourse, its objective is to transfer the gametes. Then fertilization. The sperm has entered into the vagina. From vagina, it will go through the cervix. Cervix मतलब एक hole होता है बेटा vagina के अंदर. तो वहां से uterus का entry होता है. जैसे it's like a gate for the uterus. So after cervix, there will be uterus. Then after uterus, there will be fallopian tube. Okay, I will show in the diagram. Just I will write a rough diagram here. It is fundus. Okay, so here there will be cervix and this is vagina. Okay, so this is vagina. This is cervix. Okay, so this is cervix. So from here, the sperms will travel. So sperms will travel from vagina to cervix, and from cervix it will move towards the fallopian tube. So this part is fallopian tube. So fallopian tube is the area of fertilization. Okay, you will be asked, okay, either in your CBS or NEET, tell us the area of fertilization, where fertilization process takes place. So fertilization happens in fallopian tube. So ये जो लंबा सा tube होता है ना बेटा, this tube will connect to the ovary. Okay, so this, yes, Azra, what you said is very good. Cervix and vagina, this is actually called as birth canal. Yes, I guess people are preparing. Very good. Okay, so fallopian tube is the area of reproduction, or you can say area of fertilization, where the fusion of gametes will take place. So this is fertilization. Okay, the fertilization was what? I told you, right? The fusion of gametes to give the zygote. So that zygote will undergo the cleavage process by the many mitotic divisions. ठीक है, so सारे divisions होते हैं. Yeah, fertilization is also called as syngamy, right? Okay, so cleavage जो division होते हैं, after many cleavage division there will be a formation of morula, blastula, so ये सब होता है. होने के बाद it will implant. Okay, so implant is what? Attachment of the embryo, the developing embryo with the uterine wall. Okay, so that is implantation. So after implantation, there will be a gestation period. Okay, so gestation period होता है. उस gestation period में placenta बनता है बेटा. ठीक है, we will tell you. Okay, I will show you in the diagram. So I think I will not be the taking. Yeah, Balgopal will take, but still he will tell you what is placenta. Many people think placenta and umbilical cord is similar. No, not at all. Placenta is a different structure. Umbilical cord is a different structure. Okay, so after implantation, जो मदर की बॉडी है, यूटेरस है, उसके अंदर एक प्लासेंटा स्टार्ट्स टू ग्रो. सो फ्रॉम दैट प्लासेंटा न्यूट्रिशन इज एक्सट्रैक्टेड. ओके, सो न्यूट्रिशन इज एक्सट्रैक्टेड एंड पास टू द फीटस थ्रू द अम्बिलिकल कॉर्ड. अम्बिलिकल कॉर्ड बस एक पाइप है बेटा जिसमें न्यूट्रिशन जाता है. प्लासेंटा इज द एक्चुअल स्ट्रक्चर और टिश्यू विच विल कनेक्ट विद द मदर, okay, by the arteries and veins and the foot pipe and all these things. तो वहां से सारा न्यूट्रिशन ऑक्सीजन एब्जॉर्ब करके बच्चे को देता है. दैट्स व्हाई some people say that having a baby or pregnancy is like a parasite. Okay, fetus is like a parasite. Why? This fetus will absorb all the nutrients and oxygen from your body, but in return what are you getting? Just the feeling of motherhood. आपको बस उसका एहसास मिल रहा है और कुछ नहीं. और क्या बेनिफिट होता है? बच्चा बनने के बाद सिर्फ सताते ही हैं. well, whatever it is. So everything is obtained from mother. Okay, so that is placentation, the development of placenta. मतलब वो जो है ना बेटा, तो वहां पे वायरिंग होती है, mixing between the baby and the mother. So that tissue, mixing of tissues and all these things is actually placenta. So after that gastrulation will occur. फिर उसके बाद आपका पार्चुरेशन होगा, लैक्टेशन होगा, सब चीजें बेटा. ओके, गैस्ट्रुलेशन और जेस्टेशन इज नथिंग बट द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द फीटस. ओके, सो वो सब होने के बाद parturition, lactation. So we will discuss all about this one by one. So there is a question on the screen. Which of the following pair belongs to the secondary sex organ? Prostate and testis, breast and vagina, testis and ovary, prostate and uterus. Okay, I will launch the poll now. If you remember the primary sex organ and accessory, that is more than enough to answer this question. Mute. Who has unmuted, bhai? Okay. So your time is almost done. Only 5 seconds are remaining. Done. I'm ending the poll, guys. Right. So let me share the results. So results are somewhat like this. 69% people have chosen option D, and 2 people, that is 15% people have chosen option B and C. And I'm happy to see that nobody has chosen option A. At least you know what not to choose. So let's stop sharing this and discuss about the answer. So already we have seen, right? So secondary sex organ to beta आपको मैंने दिखाया था, but you have to remember the primary one. So which was the primary sex organ? So primary sex organ in male was what? Testis. है ना? So in male it was testes, and in female it was very good, Azra. So in female it was ovaries, है ना? So in testes, what do you find? In testes, there will be the production of sperms, and inside the ovary, there will be the production of secondary oocyte or egg. है ना? So these are the primary ones. Okay, so these are the primary ones. Then what was the accessory organ? If you remember, what was the accessory organ? Accessory organ is absent in male, whereas present in female. है ना? So which was the accessory organ? Accessory organ was the breast. Okay, the mammary glands. So these mammary glands will attract the opposite sex to have the intercourse. है ना? So that is mammary glands. Okay, let me make it correct. Mammary glands. Or you can say the breasts. Okay, so now what you have to check here, where there is not accessory gland and testes, वो कहाँ पे है देख लो बेटा. So in the first option you can see prostate. Actually this prostate is the secondary sexual character, but testis is primary sexual character. Okay, so breast is accessory organ. Okay, so this is the accessory organ, and this vagina is secondary sexual character. Okay, testis is primary sexual character. Ovary is also primary sexual character. Then we have to choose the secondary sexual organ ka pair. So that is this. Okay, so prostate is also secondary sex organ, and uterus is also secondary sex organ. Uterus is in the female and prostate is in the male. Okay, so answer is 4. Right? I hope you got the answer, Baba. So which of the following pair belongs to the secondary sex organ? So you have already noticed which is the primary, which is the accessory, which is secondary. So answer 4 is the question. Ma'am, do you mean that secondary sex organs are not present at birth? See, organs will be present at the birth, but the characters that will be expressed at the stage of puberty, beta. Don't confuse that there will be no sex organs at all. There will be sex organs and they will be getting developed at the time. Okay, but they will express and they will act to work properly, function properly. That will happen in the stage of puberty. Okay, yes, active. Very good, Brunel. You can say that word active. Right, let's move ahead now. So this is the overview structure of the male reproductive system, which we are going to study one by one in the upcoming slides. Okay, I want you to have the look, overall look at the labelings, look at the structure. Okay, so we'll move ahead. Right. So male reproductive system includes few structures. That is a very important structure given in your NCERT. So what are those? So the first one is paired testes. Okay, so paired testes means what? Because beta testes will always present in pair. It will never present, in single. Like, always it will be present in pairs only. Okay, so paired testes and then accessory ducts. So duct is what? Always remember, duct is nothing but a tube-like structure or a pipe-like structure which helps in the transport of something. Okay, like in plants, xylem and phloem are the conductive tissues. That means xylem will help in the transport of water, phloem will help in the transport of food. So just like that, here what is the duct? Duct is nothing but the pipe-like structure which helps in the transfer of sperms. Okay, so that includes irritated testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. These 4 are very important accessory ducts present in the male reproductive system. And then glands. So accessory glands are very important, guys. I want you to remember all these 3 glands. We will see the structure and function of these glands in the upcoming classes. Okay, so glands का काम क्या है? देखो बेटा, let me tell you something. when you're having the sexual intercourse, there should be the presence of sperm, definitely, because sperm is a gamete. So along with the sperm, there should be something else. Like sperm is a very small structure, beta. It's a unicellular organ. है ना? उसमें क्या है? कुछ नहीं है. बस इतना ही चीजें होता है. Okay, so this small bechara organ, I mean bechara cell, this structure has to get the nutrition. So nutrition चाहिए, एक अच्छा environment चाहिए जहाँ पे ये बहुत time तक survive करे, जिए, है ना? Why? Because this sperm has to travel such a long distance. It has to go out of the testis. Testis से उसको कहाँ जाना है? What is that? Tubular ductus. उसके बाद उसको रेटी टेस्टिस में जाना है, रेटी टेस्टिस से वासा एफरेंशिया में जाना है, वासा एफरेंशिया से वास डिफरेंस में जाना है. वहां से it will go to the ejaculatory duct. From ejaculatory duct it will collect all the gland का secretion from the seminal vesicle, from the corpus gland. So all the secretions, so those secretions will give the nourishment and keep the safe environment for the sperm. So वहां से then again it has to go through the penis. So penis में क्या है? That urethra, that urinogenital tract. So remember, in male there is only one tract, also called as urinogenital tract. मतलब so वहां से urine भी pass out होता है, and also there will be a pass out of sperm. Hence it is called as urinogenital tract. Okay. So वहां से जाके फिर वेजाइना में जाना है, फिर वेजाइना से सर्विक्स को क्रॉस करके अंदर जाके यूटेरस इज अ वेरी बिग पूल. सो आफ्टर द यूटेरस दैट इज अ वेरी एसिडिक कंटेंट, है ना? सो जो हमारा बर्थ कैनाल है, दैट इज सर्विक्स एंड वेजाइना, इट विल कंटेन वेरी एसिडिक पीएच. व्हाई? बिकॉज वहां पे कुछ बैक्टीरियल और फंगल इन्फेक्शन ना हो, इसीलिए पीएच वहां पे एसिडिक होता है. तो अभी हमारा स्पर्म बहुत सेंसिटिव है, तो उस पीएच में कैसे जाके सर्वाइव करेगा? ठीक है, तो वहां तक उसको जाना है. फिर आफ्टर दैट इट हैज टू ट्रैवल थ्रू द फैलोपियन ट्यूब, वहां पे जाके उसको fertilize करना है. तो such a long distance it has to carry. So for that all the preparatory thing like nutrition, okay, and the safety condition, सब चीजें अपने glands देते हैं बेटा. Okay, then external genitalia is nothing but the penis. So penis is the one which is undergoing in the sexual reproduction. So that is the part which is undergoing in the sexual intercourse. So that is helping in the insemination. ठीक है, तो ये आपका मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम का इंपॉर्टेंट स्ट्रक्चर और पार्ट्स हैं. ठीक है, याद रखो बेटा. पेयर टेस्टिस, एक्सेसरी डक्ट्स इंक्लूड रेटे टेस्टिस, वासा एफरेंशिया, एपिडिडाइमिस एंड वास डिफरेंस. यू विल सी द स्ट्रक्चर, डोंट वरी. कंफ्यूजन नहीं करना है बेटा, बहुत इजी है. बस अपना दिमाग यहाँ पे लगा के रखो, सब चीजें हो जाएंगी. ओके, सो नाउ first thing that we're seeing is the paired testis. Okay, so we will see and study the structure of the testes and the functioning of the testes. So primary sex organs produce sperms. Definitely, I had told you, right? That is the function of primary sex organ. Primary sex organ is giving the sperm. So sperm के साथ साथ it is also giving the hormone that is a very very important hormone, that is testosterone. Okay, so testosterone बहुत important है. So just like in females there are many progesterone, estrogen. ठीक है, वो females में आते हैं. Now, so where these testes are formed, these testes are formed within the abdomen. Okay, so जब बच्चा होता है ना, so when the male is in the baby condition inside the womb of the mother, so there what happens, the testes will be formed in the abdomen. But at the time of, or you can say as soon as the child is taken birth, or when the baby is in the 8th month of pregnancy, उस time पे क्या होता है, testis that is formed in abdomen will descend or will pass on into the scrotal sac. Scrotal sac किसको बोलते हैं बेटा? इसको बोलते हैं. Scrotum is a pouch-like structure. Scrotum is a pouch-like structure which carries two testes. अभी देखो ये दो testes है, तो ये pouch-like structure में है. So this scrotum is nothing but the pouch-like structure. अभी when you see, okay, a male contains a scrotum which in turn will have the two testes. So ये testes कैसे आए? So that is actually originated from the abdomen. So that abdomen से scrotum में आने के लिए there is a way, there is a path, there is a road. That road is nothing but the inguinal canal. ठीक है, अभी ये देखो एक spermatic cord है, ये spermatic cord जाके एक testis में मिलता है. So उसके ऊपर यहाँ पे scrotal sac होता है. Okay, so this is inguinal canal. Okay, so this is the inguinal canal, or you can say the road. Okay, so from this road, the testes are descended. So this is the testis. Okay, so this is testis that is descended. So this inguinal canal will join with the here somewhere in the pelvic cavity. So in the pelvic cavity, or you can say in the region of abdomen. So यहाँ से वो pass on कर गया. Okay, so always remember, so the testes are formed in the abdomen, but soon after the birth or in the 8th month of the pregnancy, the testes will descend or move from the abdomen to the scrotal sac, okay, through the inguinal canal. वो एक road है बेटा, उस road से उसको जाना है. Okay, so there is a disease called as, anyone know that disease? Cryptorchidism. जब क्या होता है बेटा, जब बच्चा पैदा होता है ना, उसके पास सिर्फ स्क्रोटल सैक होता है, टेस्टिस ही नहीं होते. At the time of birth in males, there will be no testis at all. You can normally see when there is a presence of testis, the scrotum bag will be hanging. Okay, so if there is a no testis, then scrotal sac will be shrink. Okay, this kind of condition, this kind of medical condition is called as cryptorchidism. That means missing of testis. कई बार एक डिसेंड करता है, एक डिसेंड नहीं करता, कई बार दोनों ही डिसेंड नहीं करते. ओके, कई बार आके यहाँ पे कहीं स्टक हो जाते हैं, somewhere in the inguinal canal. Then we have to operate it to help in the descending of the testes. Okay, so that's why it's very important when a baby boy is taken birth, you have to see if the testes are present or not. Okay, if there is no presence of testes, then directly you have to talk to the doctor, and there is some surgical process. After that surgical process, it will be very easy. Okay, कोई टेंशन की बात नहीं है, but testes होने चाहिए. Okay, so that condition is called as cryptorchidism. Okay, वो एक medical condition होता है. Now I will ask you a question, beta. So usually the scrotal bag contains testes, so it is present outside the body, है ना? So outside the body है. Why it is not inside the body? What is the reason behind it? अभी देखो females में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, so nothing like that. So females have the primary sex organ that is present inside the body only, but in males you can see there is a bag-like structure called scrotum. So that scrotum contains the testes, है ना? Very good everyone. So what happens is this testes contains, very good. So testes contains sperm, right? So for the process of formation of sperm, the temperature required is 2 to 2.5 degree less. Okay, less than the body temperature. अभी आपका बॉडी टेम्परेचर कितना है, you have been studying this since years. ठीक है, अब उस बॉडी टेम्परेचर से 2 to 2.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस कम होना चाहिए. इसीलिए क्या होता है, हमारी बॉडी ऐसे बन गई है कि there is a scrotum sac and inside that there is a testis and it is the outside of the body. Very good, Parth. So why this happens? See, our sperms and the process of spermatogenesis is highly sensitive to temperature. Okay, scrotum is highly sensitive to temperature. Process sperm is very sensitive, and the sperms are also sensitive. ठीक है, तो देखने के लिए लड़के तो बहुत मस्कुलाइन होते हैं with good body and all, but see their male gamete is such a sensitive one, है ना? बहुत sensitive होता है बेटा. Even that part is sensitive, even the process that handles is very sensitive to temperature. ठीक है, so that is why scrotum helps in the proper functioning of the testes with giving the appropriate temperature for the formation of sperm. Spermatogenesis means formation of sperm. तो sperm का production होता है ना बेटा, उसमें help करता है. Okay, so this is some points I have given. So usually scrotum bag is deeply pigmented. That means अगर आपके body का complexion कुछ गोरा है, तो in the scrotal place it will be little darker color. Okay, so deeply pigmented. that point, and then it will have two sacs. That means you can look at the picture, guys. So this is the scrotal bag. Okay, so this is the scrotal sac or bag, what do you call it? So it has how many? So this bag or pouch contains two sacs. So this is one sac and this is another sac. Okay, so scrotum has this one sac and the another sac, and the normal temperature is, as I already told you, 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius less than the body temperature. And it is connected. This scrotum is connected to the pelvic cavity through the inguinal canal. Okay, and then there is a spermatic cord. आपको मैं बोलती हूँ बेटा, ये जो चीज है देखो, this thing. Okay, this red and blue color ka, okay, blood vessels, these are contained inside a cord called a spermatic cord. Yeah, Azra, we will go there. Yes, yes, you can slow down your speed a little bit. Okay, because now I'm talking about the functioning of scrotum. When I get into the structure of the testes, we will talk about that. Okay, so this is the spermatic cord. Okay, ये जो है ना बेटा, इसको कहते हैं spermatic cord. Spermatic cord. Okay, so it contains the blood vessels and the arteries and nerves. So everything. We will see this now in the upcoming. Par we say. Par now am I properly audible? Okay. Now, as I have already told you, see, in the scrotum, what happens? See, right? In scrotum, this scrotal bag का left side जो है ना बेटा, left side and the right side. So left side is little lower than the right side, something like this. It will be something like this. Left side में the testes will be little dropped down, and the right side it will be uplifted up. Okay, so why this happen, ma'am? यहाँ पे क्यों थोड़ा नीचे and right में क्यों थोड़ा ऊपर होता है? So the reason is when both the legs are very close to each other, so that the testes should not get crushed. Okay, so they should have the proper spacing. Okay, so spacing का reason रख के, तो this is the physiology that has happened. The left wala testis is dropped little lower and the right wala is little up. Okay, and even while the what is that, testis is descended into the scrotum sac, so the left one descends first. Left one descends first. Okay, so left one descends first. Left वाला पहले आता है, बाद में right वाला testis आता है, and left one is little heavier, or you can say little drop down compared to the right. Okay, this one I wanted to tell you. Now, so as I told, this scrotum sac keeps the exact temperature, or it will maintain the temperature, because our spermatogenesis is very sensitive to temperature. तो कैसे वो अपना थर्मो रेगुलेशन करता है ना? कुछ तो वहां पे टेक्निक होगा ना बेटा टेम्परेचर को मैनेज करने का. सो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द थर्मो रेगुलेशन प्रोसेस? ओके, सो द थर्मो रेगुलेशन प्रोसेस कैसे होता है, and what are the structures involved in this process? Okay, so first two things that is very important that you must know is this: डार्टोस मसल एंड क्रीमास्टर मसल. यहाँ पे डार्टोस मसल का लेबलिंग नहीं हुआ है. ओके, दिस इज, अरे लेट मी चेंज इंक. दिस इज डार्टोस मसल. ओके, सो डार्टोस मसल इज द इनर लाइनिंग. ये जो दिख रहा है ना बेटा, ये आपको जो मसल दिख रहा है, दिस मसल. Okay, so this muscle is dartos muscle. Okay, so this is dartos muscle. So this muscle is the inner lining of the scrotal sac, and it shows the contraction and relaxation. Like, let me tell you, this scrotum will not remain constant, okay, in all the temperature. So what happens when the temperature is very humid or hot, the scrotal sac will be loose. Okay, when the temperature is very cold, the scrotal sac will contract. So there will be contraction and relaxation according to the temperature of the environment and according to the temperature of the person's body. Abhi ladke ko bahut zyada bukhar hai, okay, the person is suffering from fever at that time also, and when there is a extreme humid conditions or the adverse environmental condition, at that time also this dartos muscle will help in the contraction and relaxation of the scrotal bag. So this dartos muscle has the very important job. Remember this, it will be asked in the NEET. Okay, बहुत important. Then there is another muscle called as cremaster muscle. ये cremaster muscle कहाँ होता है? This cremaster muscle will cover the testicle. Okay, let me tell you one thing. What is testis, guys? See, this is testis. This is testis. But testis along with epididymis, there is a structure called epididymis. I will show you that. Okay, so epididymis के साथ जो testis होता है उसको कहते हैं testicle. Okay, don't get confused. Testis is just the vocal part. Testicle is testis along with epididymis is testicle. ठीक है, तभी देखो यहाँ पे epididymis दिख रहा है बेटा. So this is epididymis. Let me change the color. I will show you. Don't worry. Tension की बात ही नहीं है. Okay, so this is your epididymis. From epididymis, there will be a vas deferens ka tube duct. Okay. Yes. So epididymis plus testis is testicle. Now, our cremaster muscle. Where is the cremaster muscle? This cremaster muscle is actually the covering of the testicle, which helps in the elevation. ठीक है, मतलब एक बात मैं आपको बोलती हूँ बेटा. I told you, right, there is a contraction and relaxation. Abhi muscle to dartos muscle will contract and relax. But you have to take care of the testicle, right? Testicle is that part which is making the sperms. So iska elevation, uplifting ke liye there is another muscle that is cremaster muscle. वो कहाँ है? Testicle की lining में है. See this part बाबा, ये जो सारा आपको muscle दिख रहा है ना, so this muscle, this spermatic cord में भी जो हमको दिख रहा है, this is cremaster muscle. Okay, so ये सारा cremaster muscle है. So okay, the red color thing that you are seeing, all these things are cremaster muscle. So यहाँ पे अंदर testicle है. So this cremaster muscle will help in the elevation and the uplifting. जब elevate होगा तभी तो dartos muscle के लिए help होगा ना, contract and relax करने को. So these two are the very important muscles that help in the thermoregulation. Okay, so this is spermatic cord. देखो बेटा, I told you, right, spermatic cord contains testicular arteries. This red color one is the testicular artery. Okay, and this blue ones are the testicular veins, and there will be this also, nerves also there will be present. Okay, so this is the spermatic cord. This spermatic cord will connect to the inguinal canal. I hope you remember from where the testis was descended. Okay, so ये हो गया structures which help in the regulation. Okay, better time बहुत कम है. I don't know. I will make up with this moment of scrotum sac. But let's try. ठीक है, हम try करते हैं. So regular normal temperature में it will be somewhat like this. Okay, so ऐसे होता है. It's a normal, relaxed, very normal kind of in the regular temperature. ठीक है, मतलब कोई भी adverse condition नहीं है. लड़का बहुत आराम से है. वाह भाई क्या मौसम है उस टाइम पे. अभी लड़के को बहुत ठंडी लग रही है. That means temperature is very low in the adverse conditions. At that time, what happens? This scrotum sac will little shrink and it will pull. Okay, so shrink and pull the scrotum towards body. Okay, pull scrotum towards body. Why? Because body will be hotter than the scrotum. So जब scrotum करीब में जाएगा तो scrotum भी थोड़ा गर्म हो जाएगा भाई body के temperature लग के. Okay, so pull scrotum towards body. Towards body. Okay, so this is the shrinking, like थोड़ा बहुत shrink करता है. Okay, so this happens in the low temperatures. That means in the cool conditions. In the cool conditions. Now, what happened in the high temperature? That means in the heat. So in the time of heat, it will be very relaxed. Okay, very relaxed. So here what happens? the scrotum sac will go away from the body. अगर body ही गर्म रहती है, see if the conditions is very hot, body will also be hot. So at that time, our testicles want the low temperature compared to the body, right? 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius. At that time, it will be very relaxed and will move away of the body. So it will be very relaxed, or you can say it is pushed outwards the body. Okay, pushed outwards to the body. Okay, so this is actually the movement of the scrotal sac according to the temperature. Okay, according to the temperature ये कैसे होता है वो है. Now there is one more thing that you need to know before entering into this. There's one more thing, guys. So what is that? Our scrotum sac contains few things. Okay, let me erase this one, this entire part. Let me write here. Okay, so scrotum has sweat glands. Okay, sweat glands. It has a large amount of sweat glands, beta. Tell me why. Why does it contain large amount of sweat glands? Because sweat gland is also helpful in the thermoregulation process. What I'm talking is thermoregulation wala cheez, beta. Okay, so about the thermoregulation process I'm talking now. Okay, thermoregulation. So for thermoregulation, first thing that is helpful is the sweat gland. जब sweat gland ज्यादा होगा, अभी देखो गर्मी हो रही है तो sweat निकलेगा. जब sweat निकलेगा तो it will give the cooling effect to the scrotum. है ना? You remember whenever there is a loss of sweat in your skin, so that sweat will give the cooling effect on your skin. Okay, so that is why there is more amount of sweat glands present in that area, in the scrotal area. And the second thing is presence of dartos and cremaster muscle. Okay, presence of dartos and cremaster muscle, which helps in the cremaster muscle, which help in the contraction and relaxation of the scrotal bag. Last thing is called as pampiniform plexus. Pampiniform plexus. What is pampiniform plexus? This is very important. Okay, so ये explain करके let's stop the class. So pampiniform plexus means it is one of the thermoregulation process. Now look at this diagram, beta. So this diagram को देखो. अभी what is happening here in the scrotal region? The temperature is cold, है ना? So in the scrotal region, temperature is cold, but in the body, the temperature is hot. Abhi blood has to come, right? So it is not like scrotum ही अलग body में है, body ही अलग है. ऐसा नहीं होता है. एक ही body है ना. तो आपके body से जो blood आ रहा है scrotum को, that will be hot. Why? It will be traveled all over the body, so the blood will be hot. And while coming into the scrotum sac, so सारा mechanism खराब हो जाएगा. If hot blood will reach as the testicle. That's why what happened, these veins, these blue color veins will be cooler. Okay, why? Because these veins will take away the blood from the testicle. Always remember, beta, arteries are the ducts which is carrying blood into some part, like they are carrying the oxygenated blood. But veins are the ones which is taking away the blood, or you can say it's carrying the deoxygenated blood, or the blood has to be purified. ठीक है? तो veins से cool blood जा रहा है, because here the conditions were cool, है ना? अभी ये artery जो है, artery is carrying the hot blood. So now inside the spermatic cord, what happens? Inside the spermatic cord, the temperature will change. तो कैसे temperature change होगा? Artery was hot, veins was cool. Okay, तो ये जो hot blood को vein क्या करेगा? उसका surrounding में रह के it will make the cooling system. Okay, always remember inside the spermatic cord, the first lining will be veins. Veins will be surrounding the artery. Arteries will be inside, and inside the artery there will be nerves. Okay, so this veins will give the cooling effect to the heart artery, making the condition very appropriate of the blood that is present in the scrotum. This is called as pampiniform plexus. Okay, this plexus means nothing but the veins and the artery. Okay, plexus मतलब जो होता है ना ducts को बोलते हैं बेटा, veins and the artery. ये pampiniform plexus मतलब एक mechanism हो रहा है, ठीक है? So I will write here. You will remember this. Okay, so here veins will cool down hot blood coming from arteries, है ना? So this is what? So artery is what? Blood from body to scrotum. ये hot होता है. Okay, so this artery. But this vein is what? Vein, blood from scrotum to body. Okay, so vein is giving the cooling effect, right? So this veins will be cooler and these arteries will be hotter. Okay, so this is the pampiniform plexus. That is the thermoregulation mechanism. Did you understand the concept? Okay. There's a question on the screen. Male reproductive system do not contain penis, uterus, prostate gland, urinogenital tract. I'm launching the poll for this question. I'm giving only 30 seconds. Please give the feedback sooner. मतलब ये कर लो फिर feedback वो भी मिलना है ना बेटा. That is also important. Okay, done. 30 seconds is done. I'm ending the poll. So result is somewhat like this. 75% people have chosen option B. Matlab, most of you have chosen option B. So what is this? Here, as you can see, penis is the external genitalia. Okay, so it is the external genitalia of the male. Genitalia of male. Then uterus is actually the birth, what is that, the birth part, or you can say this is in the females. Okay, so uterus में implantation होता है, सारा कुछ process होता है. Prostate gland is in male. Urinogenital tract is also in male. Okay, because in female the urinogenital tract is different. Okay, so uterus or from the vagina is the genital tract. Urino is another place is there. We will see that in the female genitalia. Okay, so answer for this question is 2, uterus. Okay, beta. So I'm launching the teacher NPS. Please give feedback before leaving the class. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the chat box. Okay, if you have any doubts. Ma'am, will there be classes after 1 May? Yeah, there will be classes. There will be classes. I don't know why you're asking this question. Mrinal, my marriage is about to happen, beta, but it is postponed because of the corona. It was supposed to happen on May 23rd. I've already engagement is done. So what to do? Right. So I have ended the poll. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave the class. So yes, पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. So this is your homework and thank you. So homework is like you go and watch the videos based on the meiosis and human sperms and male reproductive system, सारा ये सब चीजें, and solve the module questions. Gopal sir will send you the module questions. Okay. So all right then, beta. Take care. So yeah, chalo, take care. Bye bye.